filter bubbles, and personalization. Before widespread use of the internet, information was more or less controlled by physical gatekeepers in media, television, newspapers, magazines, radio, etc. But now we've moved into an age of free-flowing information that we digest through filters. We use tools such as social media and search engines to receive news and information from these filters. Their mere existence helps us better access a very diverse pool of information on the web, which is a great thing. This allows us to find educational resources, gain an understanding of global issues to be a better informed citizen, as well as connect with society. Nowadays, the filters that help us access digital media for knowledge are either algorithmic or social, or a combination of the two. They filter in such a way that they push forward results that are relevant to you, regardless of their authenticity, because anyone can claim to be an expert on the web. Using these filters can be useful in finding the information that you want, but they could potentially filter out information that challenges us to grow in our own personal opinions and beliefs. So, what results are being filtered forward? The answer is exactly what the algorithm thinks you want to see. You see, algorithms on websites such as Facebook and Google are biased towards producing agreement in their users. This is part of their goal as businesses. Getting and keeping your attention for advertisers to make money when you use their sites. This is called personalization, tailoring the presentation of a website's content to match your personal preferences. More so, it's corrupt personalization, meaning your attention is drawn to interests that aren't necessarily your own. Web sources with more money to spend on advertising, their content prevails over those with the most useful information for you. And this is a problem. The algorithm of these websites suppresses the benefits of diverse content available on the internet by hiding items that you may disagree with and letting through ones that you're more likely to agree with and therefore click on and offer your attention to. Information is prioritized to your leanings, filtered and hidden based on past interaction with the website, leading to biased content. This is what you would call a filter bubble. The problem is that algorithms used by search engines, social media networking platforms, and online intermediaries actually decrease information diversity, effectively forming personalized instances of the web. Actually, in a recent study on Facebook users, it was discovered that this effect creates something called an echo chamber. Figuratively, this means that since conflicting opinions don't penetrate the walls of your filter bubble, the effectiveness of the so-called chamber strengthens and reinforces your existing beliefs, no matter how misguided they may or may not be. So, people's views become more narrow and extreme when they receive constant validation from like-minded sources. This promotes cyber balkanization, the segregation of the internet into small political groups with similar perspectives to a degree that they are narrow-minded to those with contradictory views. This has a negative effect on dialogue on the internet, ignoring minority voices, hurting civil discourse, and hurting reasoning. And most people aren't aware of the degree to which these platforms are algorithmically curated for them. In fact, 62% of users in the study weren't aware that their social media feed isn't completely composed of everything that their friends post. This should lead to us being skeptical of uninformed media coverage, as it can lead you astray with misinformation. We can do this by looking for facts, representations of reality used to establish common ground that exists within a framework of similar, well-established knowledge. Essentially, be critical of all media that you encounter on the web. Getting rid of filters isn't quite the answer, because they are useful tools for traversing the mass of information that is the web. Instead, their goal should be reimagined. Personalization tools should be designed and used to broaden the user's worldview. Filters have become less guarded, less reputable, and more commercialized. Not everyone online is an expert, and not all information on the web comes from those with expertise for meaningful learning and discussion. A filtering system should account for that, promoting information diversity. Within our online experiences, we need to see content that is relevant, uncomfortable, and challenging of all points of view. Instead, we're isolated in a web of me, a filter bubble based on our own socio-political leanings, a unique universe of information. So, while personalization can be an effective filter for information, Personalization of web experiences can also shelter us in filter bubbles and echo chambers of our own opinions.